Nick Cunningham with All American Newspaper. Josh, I was wondering if you could give us your opinion on the outcome of the fight and a couple of things from the fight.
My opinion doesn't matter, as you can tell. I lost. That's the opinion of it. The only people in the ring that it really matters is the three people that were on the cage, and they decided that it didn't matter. So that's it.
Josh, when did your hand get messed up? Was it in the first or the second round?
First round. Yeah, we can ask the commission guy. He was like, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, my hand's broke." He asked if I should stop the fight. I was like, "No, get the hell out of here." No, yeah. First round, I came back and I was like, "Hey, I think it's broken," and Bob told me suck it up, get out there.
So Josh, how do you keep pushing forward in the next 3 rounds? I mean, that's been a lot of the talk.
I guess fighters are like hockey players, man. We don't get carried off the ground because we have cramps, right? Right, boys? See, so we're just gonna keep fighting. That's what we're up here to do. That's what we get paid to do. So that's it, man. I speak for everybody up here. You know, broken hand, broken thumb, we've all fought through it, and this is what we do for it.
Josh, what did you think caused the injury? I mean, was this something where you were like, I know that I just screwed up my hand, or was it something you felt like as the fight was going on?
No, I had no idea until I got back after the first round in the corner, and I was just like adjusting my gloves, and I noticed that my thumb is bending all the way back to my wrist, and I was like, oh crap, I was like, what is that? And then I looked at it, and I actually pushed it back a little bit, and the commission got kind of. So yeah, I didn't realize I did it until after the first round.
This might sound like a weird question. Not know what I'm talking about. In the fourth round, you took a really long look at the clock. It was like midway through the round, and you got a takedown, and you got back up. It was kind of like a reset. You looked at the clock. You kind of went to the ground. Were you thinking anything at that point? I mean, was it frustrating that the hand injury frustrating?
Yeah, it was really bugging me because even when he locked his hands around my wrist, my corner was telling me, fight the hands. Well, I can't grab anything. You know, every time I went to push down on his hands and fight his hands off to separate him, my thumb would just bend all the way back. So I was just like, it was more irritating than anything just to know that like the things that you need to do, you can't do out there. And you know, you train this hard for this long, such a long camp, and I mean, I see my title shots just fucking disappearing. You know. I'm not getting emotional right now. It's really irritating.
You know, you're a fighter. I'm sure you'll come back. But you know, is this the type of situation where you think it's going to be difficult to get back in the gym and start training again? It's just the way in which you lost. Is it going to be? Do you think that's going to be a difficult process for you?
This might be it, man.
Another question for Josh. You've had some close decisions that haven't gone your way in the past, and I know you just said this might be it. I mean, do you feel like you just can't stomach this? Like, what's the point of doing this if it's going to keep happening?
No, I mean, the Gilbert fight, that to me was a close fight, but I can see how it went either way. This fight, I felt like I won, and I won with one hand. I beat the former UFC champion. It was a guy who was here for 2 years, and I beat him with one hand. That's what I can't stomach. I'm a better fighter. That's what pisses me off.
Is this your last fight?
I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm pretty emotional, as you can tell.
Right. So you're going to take some time to just regroup?
Yeah, was that part of your game plan? And when you noticed something was wrong with your hand, did you have to change your strategy with that? Yeah,
the whole strategy went out the door once the hand was gone. It was hard for me to punch. I mean, every time I punched, my thumb would just stick out, so it would bend it all back, you know, and then the hand just started getting worse and worse. So I just stopped punching and just let him try to get off and get out to the body lock and take him down. I mean, there's nothing I could do. I could barely lock my hands either around his waist, so that's why, if you notice, I kept going to the high crotch, try to lift him and get him down that way, or catching the kick and taking him down, because I couldn't really lock my hands.
This week, that if you would retire, like if you retire today or that day or tomorrow, you would feel like happy because of everything that you accomplished. Do you still feel the same, or did this
of course.
change?
No, of course. I mean, I was ranked number 1, number 2 in the world in 2003, 2004. You know, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm so possibly in the top 5 right now. You know, so I have no regrets in my career, man. This has been great. This whole ride's been great. You know, I've been all around the world, fought all the biggest organizations in the world. I have no regrets. This is awesome.
But does like a loss like today makes you like feel better about like trying? I mean, makes you feel trying to get back to the winning again?
No,
or?
this might be it.
Yeah. Saying how fighting is significant for you, and you might do retire or don't retire. What does need to happen in order to your mind to go either or other way?
Realistically, I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna talk with my family and talk with my coaches, and I'm gonna probably sit down with Dana and Joe and Sean and those guys and see what direction we want to go. You know, that's really what it comes down to, is just kind of getting the whole team together and just seeing, hey, what the plans are for me in the UFC, and we'll make our decisions from there.
Josh, if you would have won this fight, would you have still felt the same way about your future?
Yeah. Yeah, I had this all in my head for, I think you could tell. You asked me the questions before, so.
How long have you been feeling this way?
I mean, a 16-week, 15, 16-week camp will do that to you, you know. I'm no spring chicken, so you start thinking about it. 2 padded practices, a day for six days a week, 16 weeks. It's an NFL season. I get hit more than the guys in the NFL, and I get paid way more. So this to me is just, I just love the sport, man. I don't want to stop it. I still want to be around it, but you know, it's every day. Everybody needs to know that their time has come, and maybe it's not mine right now, but I also don't want to be that person that fights until the dusk and end up, not knowing when it's time to quit.
But is it fair to say, like, after the Diaz win, which was one of the best of your career, that you weren't feeling this way? Like, did this just come up in this training camp?
It was kind of coming up before the title fight was offered, just a little bit. There was a lot of time in between, and just, didn't know really what the direction the UFC wanted to take me, and up and down. And then, it's a frustrating when you're offered a title shot and then it's taken away. And I understand why. I mean, he's injured. That's not a problem. It's just that you're on cloud 9, and then it doesn't happen, and it kind of does hurt.
Dana told us on Thursday that if you won tonight, you would get the next title shot. So had that happen, and obviously it was way close, would you still be in this position where you'd say, maybe I would call it quits?
I'd still be in the same position.
You would turn down the title shot even after.
There's a possibility, because what's the point of winning the title and then knowing that you're probably not going to fight much longer? I don't want to do that to UFC either. I mean, but like I said, I got to sit down with them and just talk about the direction of how this all wants to go. I love this sport, man. I love being around these guys. It's great to be in the back of it. I think everybody that was in my locker room knows. I was back there with smiles and just knowing this was I love it. This is the best.
And if you do decide to walk away, you'll still be in the sport in other ways, right?
I would hope so. I mean, honestly, I'd love to work for Fox. I'd love to do some commentating. I'd love to be part of this, no matter how I get part of it. It's something to do with the sport itself.